amazing vid by the Big Cheezy. Anyways, I got a little comment asking me to explain how I make my vids. Well, what you gotta start out with is an idea of what you want your vid to be. Example being my Weezer covers. My first Weezer cover was Island in the Sun by Weezer on the Green Album. And this, I'll give this person credit. One of my friends, my oomphs, my BFF, one of them, told me back in September after I sent him an audio clip. I was bored, I was singing, I was going, and they were like, make this a video, a whole ass video. And my soul's yours, so I was like, I'm not taking your soul, but like, yeah. Excuse me, I'm not cutting that. So anyways, I'll show you how I made that, because I've been using the same process ever since September. But yeah, so anyway, timeline, I made that, and then I was like, this is kind of fun, so I made Undone and Holiday, and then I forgot about it for a moment. And then I saw, a month later in October, I was like, my views did pretty good on those. I think I had like 43, 44 subs when I made those. So I was like, let's do another one. So I made Dope Nose. And then I skyrocketed. Piece of what? I'm gonna show a picture of a graph like right now. But Dope Nose is one of my greatest achievements. So before I start talking about that dopely nosy, I want to bring up that I've been on YouTube for a long time. I made this channel September 2nd of 2020. And of course, that means I had some beautiful videos back in the day.
Wiener McSweener.
And no, not much changed over those 4 years. So what I'm trying to say is, when I made Dope Nose, it's kind of a big deal. Because my most viewed video before that
Perks give you.
So yeah, I'll cover that eventually, not today. But yeah, I made it, and it was like, this was the first actually stable thing I have with this channel. And I liked it too. So I kept making them, and I went from like 43 subs, I think about 77 now. And I was like, holy shit, we can make it to 100 by the end of the year, I promise. But anyways, how the fuck did I make it? I made it with my movies and my cap cuts. So step one, I went over a few, was it 3 minutes ago? I better go. And what that is you gotta figure out what you want to do. So I do that by going into my notes app. Flash that on screen. Anyways, when I find out what I want to do, I go on Spotify and I record the whole song. Then after I get all that material, I'm like, cool. So I'll bring it into iMovie. And what I start with first, which is what most people are probably only going to do for the recording part, is just singing over it. I'm very prestigious about it, so I want to make sure I get every little vocal enunciation they put in the song. If I don't, I get mad.
If I was king of the world, you'd be my girl. You wouldn't have to shed one single tear unless you wanted to. Yeah, I know what it's like. If I was king of the world, yeah, girl, we could ride a Greyhound all the way to the Galapagos. Stay for the rest of my life. Whoa, 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 whoa.
obviously, it's not gonna be that fast when I upload it. Which that one, don't request me to upload it. That one I'm putting out in like June or something. But anyways, if you wonder how to do an iMovie voice clip, I show you. I show you right now. Watch the video right now. Shit, fart, poopy, poopy, fart, shit, butt. So yeah, real simple stuff. The only thing is you can only have 3 overlapping audio clips at the same time. So to get around that, just make 3 of your lines and shit singing King of the World or some shit. And then save it, and then just do another iMovie with your saved clip. So you can get like 30 if you want. And also, if you put too much pizzazz into it, I'll say, sometimes it might break when you try to save it, so I'd recommend just screen recording it instead off your phone. But then my step 2 is a CapCut. I'd say I'd start off with Google Slides. That's how I make all my pretty thumbnails and covers and shit. But then CapCut's where it gets really fun. Speaking of CapCut, I'm doing this whole video in CapCut because I don't know what to put as my background footage. So I made it my personal shade of purple. And the reason I say that about CapCut is because in iMovie, I'd say it's best to put in like some of your clips and your audio clips. But CapCut, you can do this thing with images. You can move them. You can do other shit with them. And they move around and stuff. And it's really useful. I don't even know how to explain it. And I haven't finished King of the World, so I'm going to show you my Jeopardy one.
And now, here's the host of Jeopardy,
And welcome to Jeopardy. Thank you, everyone. And remember, there's nothing sadder than a hottie on wheelies.
I'll be honest, if you wanted to, you could just use CapCut, but I'm using iMovie free. I didn't start using CapCut until like a year ago, and I've just switched to iMovie. But you know what's sad? Because CapCut's owned by TikTok. If TikTok goes away again, thanks to Mr. President, then, yeah. That one day TikTok was down, so was CapCut. So, I really hope something happens, Mr. President. And then here comes the easiest part. You can save your video on CapCut. I've never had issues with saving it, like iMovie. And you can crop it to your own aspect ratio. I like to do a 4:3 personally. The issue with that is sometimes it marks them as shorts, like it did with Grapes of Wrath. And that's why Grapes of Wrath is so hard to find on my channel, because it got turned into a YouTube short. I don't know why it happened. It was a normal video for weeks. But yeah, make sure your aspect ratio is wide enough so that doesn't happen to it. But yeah, then you have it in your camera roll. If you're doing it on phone, I don't know how it is on computers, but I'd say put it in your files. But yeah, then I upload it, and I schedule it too. And when I schedule it, I typically do it on Thursdays at 2 p.m. And the last thing I do after I schedule it is when it's private, you can change your thumbnails. So I do a thumbnail on one of my choosing, slide it into one of my playlists, and when I say one, I mean 4, 2 public and 2 private. And that's why if you look on my channel, there's always going to be a video in my songs playlist or my Weezer covers playlist that says that it's private. It's technically private, but it's actually scheduled. That's why when I made my new intro, starting in The Good Life, Possibilities didn't have it. That's because I made Possibilities back in November. There has been multiple videos that I've made entire months in advance. I think the first one I was super old was Waiting on You. I made right after I made Pink Triangle. in October, and it released in January. Similarly, I made Anonymous in November, but someone requested me to do let's go to the 33rd dimension. So I replaced that, didn't release Anonymous until February. Holy app session, as I typed down. But I think that's most of it. You just gotta edit it. It's pretty simple editing, really. The only issue is you gotta make sure you put your heart and soul into it. Because if you don't do that, you get like no views. Like what happened with December by Weezer, covered by me. I don't even remember what the caption was, but yeah. That concludes the interview process. And now you know how I make my vids. Quick spoiler. And that's the end. I'll just play like a few of my outros on top of each other. Sorry about that. And yeah, good night, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know when the fuck you're watching this.
I'm in change the name.